Hello and welcome to card layout number 54 from me, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter. This time around I'm focusing more on colour coordination really than layout, but I'll still be using one of the layouts within the design. The paper pad that I will be using is the Perfect Illusion from first edition. There's the layout, and here are a few of the dies that I have selected. And on the note of colour coordination, you can see that the coloured papers that I chose work with the colours from the paper. This is one of those key tips that I like to share with anyone that wants to get into card making, is as long as it all works together, it doesn't really matter where it ends up on the card front. Okay, so I'm making the card itself from an 8x6 piece of cardstock, which I am folding in half to make a 6x4 card. Out with the chopper in order to crop down the first layer. Now this won't be shown on the actual layout that you can download and print from my blog, gentlemancrafter.com. But it is basically an 1/8 of an inch shorter than, no. If you crop it down to 3 3/4 and 5 3/4, it'll fit the front of your card with an 1/8 of an inch border. That's what I was trying to say. I just couldn't fit the words together to make a proper sentence. Okay, so I will set that aside to dry while I do some die cutting. Lots of choppy choppies going on here. I'm going to start with the floral elements, and I basically chose a set of dies that will work by layering them together. I was going to use that sort of light yellow, but I thought that it would disappear on the card itself, so I chose the more golden egg yolk yellow. And I started with the biggest die included in that collection, but then for the two that are going to sit either side of the main flower, I took away the largest one and just went with the 4 smaller ones and cut 2 of those sets. For the foliage, I included these little blossom clusters, a couple of leaves or stems, branches, whatever you want to call them, and a squiggly bit. That is a technical term. And they are from this sort of bluey grey colour, which also I drew from the patterned paper. Okay, everything is assembled in a gathering, so I need to create the sentiment that's going to form the main focal point. That will be using a stamp, and I'm positioning the circle die because I don't want to put the sentiment directly in the center of the circle. I want to move it up slightly because I will have the flowers at the bottom, so I need to balance it out a bit. So you can see the text is actually sitting on the center line of that circle. Now, here's what I'm doing with these bits. The squiggly I chopped in half, and then with the flowers I stacked them using some Pinflair bookbinding glue. And if you've never seen a nearly 50-year-old man fiddling with bits of paper, now's your opportunity. It was fun though. I actually enjoyed making this one. I do like a bit of paper construction. I should get more dies though. No, I've got enough floral dies. Said no one ever. I do need to get a bit of variety, I think, though. I've been using the same ones for the last 50 cards. If you've any tips on flower dies that are great for card making, let me know. All the usual places. Comments on the video. Comments on the blog. Try and keep them nice, though. Right, that's my sentiment panel. There's my card, and that sentiment panel is going to sit in the top 2/3 of the card. Foam pads I'm going to use to raise it up. Bibbidi bibbidi bibbidi. When I thought about it, actually afterwards, I really should have assembled the floral arrangement first and then done this, but you live and learn. Thank you. You're welcome. Right, so let's start building this up. First, those two random blobs of grey card. I positioned them so that they would sit behind the yellow, and this for me was basically giving some contrast between the white cardstock and the yellow, as I felt they may have been too similar and might have blended. Then with the two stems, branches, whatever you want to call them, and they were basically just holding that circle like some kind of weird egg. Sorry if you're hearing any rain. I live in a woodshed and it's lashing it down. It's not actually a woodshed, but it is made of wood. Okay, those two squiggly bits are going to be almost like trailing ribbons hanging down from the floral cluster. To be honest, floral cluster sounds like the most unattractive bouquet you've ever seen in your life. Oh, here, darling, it's our anniversary. Here, have a floral cluster. Oh dear, I need to find some new words. On with the darker flowers, that sort of rusty red colour. And then to help the centre flower stand a little proud from that, I've used some dimensional glue. And there we go. And then I did want to put some gems in the centre, but I didn't want to go for the sort of gaudy colours. But I found the, I'm going to call them coffee or walnut coloured ones on this sheet. And I thought they would actually work perfectly, as they still add a little twinkle, but they blend with that background colour. And there you have it, card number 54. I hope you've enjoyed watching this one and laughing at me, or with me. Comments as usual wherever you want to put them. Thanks for watching. See you next time. That's it for this time. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And for more from me in the future, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.